Hello all, welcome. In previous session we covered SQL commands DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. In today's session we will be covering DRL. DRL means data retrieval language. We have only one command, select statement. So using this select statement we will be retrieving the data from the tables. Select class specifies which columns to include in the final result set. Important classes in SQL will be using in our daily work are select, from, alias, where, distinct, order by, limit or offset, and null. So these are the important SQL classes which we will be using in our daily work. So let's discuss one by one. Select will retrieve the number of columns or all the columns from the table. From class is usually identifying the tables which involved to using the join classes. So join classes we will discuss later. So from class usually if we want to join more than one table, so we will be using this from class. Aliases are defined into two ways: table level alias, column level alias. Coming to next, where is the class which we will use to filter the number of rows from the result set. It will meet the conditions. We can provide the conditions using the where class. Coming to distinct class which will remove the rows from the result set. Order by class, it will sort out the data from the result set. If we want to do any sorting, ascending or descending order from the result set, we will go with the order by. So limit and offset. Limit and offset. Limit class restricts the number of rows to be returned. Offset class which is going to skip certain number of rows from the result set. It is a kind of a vice versa. We will see it in practical. Null. Null is a special value that represents the absence of data in a column. Null is not equal to any value. It is including itself. Always null equal to null will be false. Sometimes we will be using is null or is not null conditions. Without wasting any further time, we will jump into the practical session. We will be connecting to HR database. Right click and go to query tool. So in previous, without wasting any time, I was prepared few scripts for you to walk through DRL command like select statements and important classes. So for that, these are the scripts. In previous session, we were covered SQL statements, SQL constraints. So for SQL constraints, I was forgot to define one primary key constraint. So this is how we can define the primary key constraint. Also the other way is if we want to provide our own constraint name. So this is how at the end of the script we can provide the constraint name as well. Constraint name and the primary key column name. Constraint foreign key and references. If you want to walk through SQL constraints, you can walk through in my playlist. So for this session, we are going to execute the table department and also employee table. We are going to insert the scripts for this. Now, now we will walk through these important scripts. Whenever we want to, this is a syntax for select statement. Select the columns. Usually if we want to query, as you know in most of the sessions, this is how we can query all the columns from the table. So this is how we will retrieve all the column details from the table. And if we want to retrieve only specific or required columns from the table, like in this case employee ID, employee name, job title, salary, department, we can retrieve from the select statement. Moving to the next, this is how we can use the alias name. So using a as, we can use the alias name. This is a column level alias, and the table level alias we can define end of the table. This is from. After from, we are using employee table, and this is a table level alias. So this is how we can use the alias feature. Select employee e.employee id. E is a table alias, and as employee number. So here the employee id is renamed with employee underscore number. Similarly, employee name renamed with e name. Job title we are renaming with job description. This is the other way we have to define. Instead of using alias as keyword, we can use double quotes also. This is how, if we have a gap, right, we can use double quotes, the alternate. So this is how column and table level alias can be defined. Moving to next further, this is a filter condition. So wherever employee data department ID equal to 20, so we are going to filter the department 20 records from this employee table. So we can see the only 20 records. So total we are having 5 rows. This is how we will use the where class. Coming to the next class is a distinct class. So if we want to see the unique number of records from the distinct department ID from the employee table, in that case we can use a distinct class. So we have 10, 20, 30, 3 number of departments from the employee table. We have other special class, or we can treat as a aggregated function. We will talk aggregate functions later in upcoming sessions. So right now this count will falls under aggregate function. So whenever we want to see the number of count of records, we can use the combination of count and also distinct. So here when we try to use a distinct, we will be getting 3 rows. So number of 10, 20, 30, right? So 10, 20, 30, the count is 3 number of rows. If we use employee ID, right? So in this case we will be getting 14 records. 14 is a count, because we will be getting number of employee IDs, unique IDs are 14, right? So 14 unique IDs. So that's the reason we will be getting 14 as a count. This is how we can use a combination of distinct and count. Moving to next class, order by class. So order by class will be doing the ascending. We can do it as a descending. So in our example, we will be using select star from employee. Usually salary was done as a ascending order. This is ascending order for 14 number of records. So if you use a descending, it means the highest salary will comes on top. This is the highest salary out of 14 records. Moving to next, this is a limit class. Whenever we want to retrieve the limit in our big data sets, right? So we don't require to query all the number of rows. We want to see the sample data, limiting to 10 records or 20 records. That time we will use this limit operation. So we will be getting the limit as a 5 rows. Similarly, offset is the reverse for limit. Whenever we have a 14 records, so first 5 records will be skipped and the remaining 9 records will be populated. So those are retrieved by using a offset class. As we discussed, null, it is a value. The final is a null class. It is not a class when it is a empty data which will be storing in the any column. In this scenario, commission column doesn't have a values for few of the records. So if we want to retrieve only null values, we can use in the is null, so that we will retrieve the number of all nulls from this commission column. Wherever commission is null, we will retrieve. So total we have 10 rows. if we want to pull out or retrieve only not null values, in that case we will use is not null condition so that it will retrieve only the not null values. So the next important topic is like order of execution of SQL statements. So while executing a select statement, all the classes on which order we are going to execute. In general, these are the execution order that SQL statement will execute. Whenever we write any select statement, if you want to execute, if you are using that select statement with all these classes and other filter conditions or group by conditions or any join conditions, so the SQL order of execution will be in this order in general, but it depends upon like different database execution order, but mostly it will be this order. From and join we will discuss in later sessions, group by we will discuss in later sessions. So this is how the order of execution will process, like from and join and where class, group by, having, select, distinct, order by, limit or offset. I hope like this session was helpful. We covered DRL, data retrieval language, and important classes which we will be using in our daily work. Thanks. Thank you all for your support. And it's encouraged me to do more videos to share my knowledge. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.